start with, we'll do the 3 VLANs first. So we'll build the 3 VLANs first. So we pull up the first PC, and then we'll need a server, and we need a switch. The first switch will come up there because it's 24 port. Okay. So what we'll do is go straight into the switch. Going to still waiting for it to boot. Okay. VLAN database. We have VLAN 5. And we're going to call that VLAN 5. Add VLAN 10. Add. And VLAN 15. Add. We'll save that switch. Save. And then I'll do my connections. So we'll connect up these. 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm going to copy and paste that 3 times before I do any of the settings. Control C, Control V, Control V, and there. Okay, so go into the first one. This is VLAN 5. I'm going to go into, I'm in the server, so I have to set the DCHP, the IP config on this one. And this is going to be 192.168.5.10 because it's a server. Subnet mask is going to be fine. Default gateway is going to be 192.168.5.1. And the DNS server is going to be on the 15, if I remember rightly. So it's going to be on 192.168.15.10 is going to be the DNS server. Close that down, save it. This server is going to be IP, it's going to be static, and its one is 192.168.10.10. Subnet mask is okay. Its default gateway 192.168.10.1. And the DNS server he'll be looking for is 192.168.15.10. And we save him. Then we go into this server, he's static, and he's going to be at IP address 192.168.15.10. Subnet mask is okay. Default gateway 192.168.15.1. And the DNS server is himself, so it's 192.168.15. Oh, I missed out on a 0 there. Okay, we know it's an invalid one. So that's 10. And default gateway, or the DNS 192.168.15.10. And we come out to that one. Now, access on this one is going to be port 1. Let me see, we're on 1 and 2. So if we go into that, so on 0, 1 is access, but it's only access for VLAN 5. And from port 2 is access, and it is also for VLAN 5. And we save the switch. Close. We go into this switch. This switch has, go into config. We are on 1 and 2 as well. So on 1, it's access, but for VLAN 10. And in 2, it's access, and it's also for VLAN 10. And we save our switch. This one here is going to that one. And should be 0, 1, and 2 as well. Yeah. and we're looking for 0, 1, and 2 access, and it's only going to be for VLAN 15, and 2 is VLAN 15, and we save that one. Now we have a quick look at the drawing, pull it up. So we have this portion done, this portion done, and this portion done. So what we'll do now is we need a switch, and we need to put that switch controlling for all 4 VLANs as well. So what we can do is we can go back into Packet Tracer. I can copy one switch, Control C, Control V. Put him here, connect him up, bang, connect him up, and connect him up. Okay, now he's going to go up to a router, so we can connect in the router at this stage. So we'll pull up a router, that one, and it's the second last one, a PT router is what we're looking for, and we'll put him in up there, and we'll connect him up. Okay, now this side, that 00, is going to need a CLS file created for him to give him access, okay, for these 3 VLANs on this side. So what I'll do is I'll just highlight the fact that these are 3 VLANs. Go you don't need you. Select the color, yellow, fill color. Circle, and we'll draw a little circle around you. A little circle around you. Now we have our 3 VLANs. Close. This is going to be DCHP, and he's on, his network is 192.168.10.0. Okay, this fella is going to be the DNS, and his network is 192.168.15.0. And then finally over here we'll just have, I think it's Facebook or Twitter, I'll just check. We have Facebook. So we'll put a label here. This is going to be Facebook. And he's on 192.168.5.0 is his network. We'll go in here to the switch and we'll set up our cables here. Config. And what we have here is from 01, 02, and 03 are all trunk. No, we can get away with single access. So that's carrying, so 01 is access and it's carrying for VLAN 5, which is fine. 02 is access and he'll be carrying for VLAN 10. Don't forget to save. Close. And finally here on this side we have 03. We'll be carrying 03. Here we go, and he's access and he'll be carrying it for VLAN 15. And don't forget to save. And save. And close that down. So this one, SHIP 3 should be open and should be access. VLAN 5, 15, that one is, isn't it? Sorry. 15. And save. And this fellow is 03. And he's access. And he's carrying for VLAN 10 and save, close, and this fellow's here is VLAN 03 as well, and he's carrying for VLAN 5 and save. This now VLAN 4, he's going to be trunk, so we have to set up 04 as trunk because he's going to be carrying all the data for all three, and he's set. So, and we'll save him and close. We'll go into the DCHP and we'll set up the DCHP, and we have to set up our server pool, which is on a 192.168.10.0. So he is our server pool. So if we click on him, and his default gateway is going to be 192.168.10.1, and the DNS for him is 192.168.15.10. And we're going to start, because we're on that, we're going to go to 11, and we're going to save. Okay. Now we're going to add for our VLAN 5, and he's on, his default gateway will be 5.1, and we have 5.1, oh no, 15.1 is going to still be the DNS, so we leave that alone, and 5.11, add and save, and then 10 is done, so 15, and our default gateway is going to be 15.1, and we're going to start them at 15.11, so add and save. Okay, so we can close that one down a minute. We will be putting in another DCHP when I build the other network over the far side. I can put it in now. I know I'm going to be calling it 25, so I might as well add it in now. So he's going to go in at 25. We'll call him 25. His default gateway is going to be 25.1. DNS is going to be the same, and we're going to be starting from 25.11. So we add and save, and we can close that down. We'll pull up a switch or a computer. We'll pull up a server. We'll pull up a switch. We'll join them up. Bang. Okay, and then one final connection from there to our router. This has to be set to DCHP. DCHP, yeah. This little fellow is going to be static, so we're going to desktop IP config, and he is 192.168.25.10. Subnet mask is okay. His default gateway is 192.168.25.1, and the DNS server is 192.168.15.10, and we close him. Our switch, nothing has to be done with. We can go up to our router, and we can open up on this side of it. We can go into port 010, and we can set that, turn it on, and set the IP address on that one as 192.168.25.1. A subnet mask will be the same, and we'll go save that and close. We'll go into the DCHP in this one, services, turn off DCHP, make sure it's off, which it is. We'll go into the DNS, HTTP. This is going to be our GMIT. So we'll edit our page, and let's go. There we go. DMIT, and welcome to DMIT. Okay, so we can save that, overwrite, done, close. So we have this communicating, it has its IP, we'll just put a little label on that so we know that that's GMIT. And he's on 192.168.25.0 is his network. Now we have to do the CLS file now. Okay, so I'll pull up the document, the text document for the CLS file. And in here we're going to be setting up for, open that up if we can. There we go. Now we're looking for port 00. Now at the moment, my config on my document is set up for FA10. We want 00 because that's what was connected in first. So I'll change this for 00. So that gets changed to 0. This is the initiate port 00 to a VLAN 5 encapsulate for VLAN 5. The IP address is 192.168.5.1 with its subnet mask is 255, and the helper for this one is 192.168.10.10, which is our VLAN 10. Here is, now VLAN 10 doesn't need a helper. It can go in, it doesn't affect it, but this is where you'll change it, is in here anyway if it's not on this one. So change that to 00. Everything else is the same, and I've also got the same for 15. So VLAN 15, I think. So what I'm going to do is copy this code, Control C. I have one more thing after this to be done. So go into the router, 00. We're looking for the CLS file here. Enter. Have to press exit until we get to the angle bracket. Exit. Paste our code. Don't think we have any errors. Yeah, there is an error in it. Let's see. I'll just close out of that. Go back to my code. Okay, it seems to be okay. I just click on it there. I click on it and make sure the port is open 00. Turn it on. Don't put anything into these fields here. And close. Okay, and we just check that. 5, 10, 15, and 25 is on 10. That's fine. Now we have one more. We have to come down here to our text document again. We need a helper for the network on this side so that this PC can actually get help. So it's enable config T, initialize port. Now instead of 00, mine is actually 10 because it's changed. Okay, and the IP helper I'm looking for is on 192.168.10.10. That's all that has to go in. We don't name the network. So if I just Control C that one, we'll come out of that, go into CLS again, angle bracket, we'll exit, and once more exit. And when I come back to it, I should be able to get into it there. Paste our code and config and settings and save. Make sure we keep our settings. So close that. Now this should have our helper one involved. So when we click on DCHP here now, hopefully we get something. Let's go back to static. Dapper failed. Okay. We'll do a couple of capture forward. Now that failed there. So what we'll do is you just run back in and we'll check the DCHP is turned on, which it's not. So we'll turn that on. And we'll come back into config. Come out of that. And we'll just check and see if they're going to get an IP now. And it's, yeah, that's fine on the server pool. We'll check the next one. and he's successful. We'll take the next one. He should be back at DCHP, and he's successful. So now we know our 3 over here are fine. We'll just check this fella, and we'll go back to static and go back to, we'll force it to get another one, and he's fine. Okay, so there's only set up our DNS now is the only thing we have to do. So we'll close that. This is our DNS server. We'll come in here, we're going to services, go to DNS log, and we have www.gmit.ie, and he's located at 192.168.25.10, and we want to add and save. Okay, now we have another one to go in. Okay, we have www dot, and I think it was Facebook we called it, so Facebook, and he was going to be on, that's .com, and he was going to be at 192.168.5.10, and we'll add. We turn on the DNS because he has to be on. We make sure DCHP is off, and any of the others, FTP is on. That's okay. Now, so the DNS now is set up on this one. The Facebook is in here. It should be set up in our page. I don't know, did we change it? We just double check. So we go in here to services, into HTTP, edit the file. We haven't changed this one, so we will. We'll change it to 20. And we'll call this Facebook. And welcome to Facebook. And save that. And it'll overwrite the thing. Close that. Go into our PC over here. Go into browser. Type in www.facebook.com, and hopefully we will get welcome to Facebook back. If not, we'll just double check it then. I'll go back in, stop that for a second. Back into where our Facebook is. Go into a HTTP. It's on, yeah. Make sure DCHP is off. DNS off. That's okay. I'm just going to ping across and just make sure. Failed. So there's an issue somewhere there. So 1 second, we'll just figure that out. Okay, I made a mistake there on the DNS servers. The DCHP had 100 in there like that. So just taking it out there. I was just trying to find it. Save. Just check the last one. Yeah. It was looking for the wrong DNS for the web pages. So I'm just going to save that. So I just checked them there. So that's 10, the 10, the 10, the 10. I had 100 in there. So that's why it was giving me a little bit of a problem. So now we should be able to get the web pages. So www.facebook.com. Anyone that spotted that while I was typing the first time, well done. I missed it myself. We should be able to get this. No. Let's do a power cycle now. 1 second. Okay, so we'll just try that once more. Make sure all those just power cycle through them there. So they're all fine. So it's looking for the right DNS this time. And we just go in here, browser, www.facebook.com. And there we go, all done. work fine there on all of that. So I'll record that and send it up, and just prove that we can ping across. I'll just ping from there to our DNS server, and it's successful. Okay, so talk to you